Hello everyone, how are you all? I'm Ankita Bhagat, your science teacher in Sarjanand English Medium School at Nathej. Students, in our previous session, part 1, we are discussed about the rearing and breeding of sheep. But in this session, we are discuss about the processing fiber into wool and the life history of silk moth. So first we are discuss about the processing fiber into wool. Right? Now let us study about that. So in that there are some steps are given to you. So one by one we have discussed about that, right? So the first first step is shearing. So what is shearing? So you can see in the figure there the shearing is happened. So here the shearing is happened, right? Now let us see what is shearing. So the shearing is the process that removal of hair, removal of fleece or removal of hair of the sheep along with the thin layer of skin. Here the thin layer of skin. So the removal of hair, removal of fleece of sheep along with the thin layer of skin. So this process is called shearing. So this process is either done through machine or manual. So if it is in large scale, at that time machine is used, and if it is in small scale, so it is manually done, right? So this process, the shearing process are mostly done during the summer, because at that time the sheep to survive easily, right? So without their protective coat of hair. So the shearing are mostly in humid weather or hot weather, right? In summer season. So the sheep to survive without their protective coat of hair. And the hair provide woolen fiber, right? And the woolen fiber are processed to obtain the woolen yarn, right? So the uppermost layer of the skin is dead. So that's why it does not hurt the sheep. It does not hurt the sheep. So just as it does not hurt when we get hair cutting or our father do the shaving, right? So the outermost layer of skin is dead, right? So these are the process of shearing. It is the removal of fleece along with the thin layer of skin. Now the next step is scouring. So scouring, it means what? It is the washing. Now what we have now we obtain the fleece of sheep. Now what we have do? Now what we will do? So we will do a washing, right? Now the sheared skin, washing the sheared skin with the hair in water tank to remove grease, dust and dirt. Again I repeat, washing the skin with hair in water tank to remove grease, dust and dirt. So this process is called scouring. So either it is same done through machine or manually. So if it is in large scale, at that time use machine, and if it is in small scale, it done manually, right? So these are the scouring. So after the scouring, the sorting process are there. So the third step is sorting. So for example, sorting, it means you have a basket of fruit. So you have mango, pineapple, orange, banana. There are the different fruit you have, right? So if I ask you to separate the fruits, so you will separate the fruit. What you do? Then you just separate the fruit. So mango at the one side, banana is the another side, pineapple is the another side, and the other fruit is the other side with their characteristics, color and the taste. Right? So what you do at that time? You just sorting the fruits. So this is called the sorting. So the after scouring, the sorting is done and the hairy skin is sent to the factory. It is done in factory, right? So it is sorted on the basis of texture, length and the color of hair. So these are the process is sorting. So after the sorting, there are the removal of burrs. So the burrs are the fluffy fibers. So the removal of burrs from the fibers, and the burrs are fluffy fiber. Pick out from the fiber, right? And the fiber are washed again and dried. So fibers are washed again and dried. Now this is the wool ready to drawn into fibers, right? Now the next step is the fiber can be dyed. The fiber can be what? It can be dyed. So you must have to see that the natural color of animal is black, brown and white. Mostly the color of animal is black, brown and white, right? So the wool from we get it also the black, brown and white. So the natural color is black, brown and white. So that from that we get the wool is also there are the three color only black, brown or white. But your sweater are not only white, brown or black. There are different color. So how these are the different color obtained? So these are obtained from the dyeing, right? So in this step the fibers are dyeing in different color, right? Now the next is rolling. After the dyeing the process is rolling. So in this process the fibers are ultimately rolled into yarn. And the longer fiber are made into wool. The longer fiber are used to making a sweater and the shorter fiber are used to making a woolen cloth, right? So these are the steps of wool, the processing of wool. So student, I hope you all are understand. Let us discuss again the old step. So the shearing, it means the removal of fleece or hair to the sheep with the skin, right? And the second step is scouring. The scouring, it means the washing of hair, right? And the shorting, it means shorting the hair with the different characteristics like texture, length and color. And after that the cleaning the burrs. So removal the burrs from the fibers. And after that it again washing and dried. And then after the dyeing process is coming and then rolling. So students, this is most important. You have to remember it, right? Now the process of wool is complete. So now we are discuss about the life history of silk moth. Before the life history of silk moth, student, I show you one video related to the processing of wool. Now see carefully.
Study the process by which wool is obtained from sheep one step at a time. First, the fleece is removed from the body of the sheep. A machine is used for the purpose. The process of removing the fleece of the sheep from its body with the help of a machine is called shearing. Shearing does not hurt the sheep. This is because the uppermost layer of the sheep's skin is dead. Usually, hair is removed during the hot weather. This enables sheep to survive without their protective coat of hair. Then the sheared skin with hair is washed thoroughly in tanks. This exercise is undertaken to remove grease, dust, and dirt. This process is called scoring. The washed hairy skin is sent to a factory where hair of different textures are separated or sorted. The small fluffy fibers called burrs are picked out from the hair. Fibers are dyed in various colors as the natural fleece of sheep and goats is black, brown, or white. The fibers are straightened and rolled into yarn, and finally the wool is ready to use.
So students, now you understand the entire process, that is shearing, scouring, sorting, removal of burrs, dyeing and rolling. So student, remember it is most important for you, right? Now the next we have, that is the occupational hazard of woolen industry. So what is occupational hazards? So the risk faced by the worker in the working industry are called the occupation hazards, right? The risk are faced by the workers are called occupational hazards, right? So the occupational disease is the disease due to the work or working condition. It is depends on work or working condition, right? So in woolen industries, the sorter's jobs, the sorter job it means, so they sorting the hair due to characteristics, length and the colors. So sorter's job is risky as sometimes they get infected by the bacterium called anthrax and which causes a fatal blood disease, that is the Storch disease. And also the small piece of woolen fiber can cause the respiratory problem and disease. So these are the occupational hazard in woolen industry, right? Now student, let me start the life history of silkworm. So first, there are the rearing of silkworm for obtaining the silk is called silk farming or sericulture. So rearing it means what? So the rearing it means carrying or feeding to silkworm. Why it is? Because from that we get silk fiber, right? So from that we get the silk fiber. So the rearing or caring of silkworm from obtaining the silk fiber is called the silk farming or sericulture, right? So China leads to the world in silk production and the India is the second leading silk. It means the China is the first and the India is the second in the silk production. So in India, that is Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Here the Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Where are the West Bengal, Jammu and Kashmir producing the silk. So these are the states are largest silk producing states, right? So in this state the rearing of silkworm are happened, right? Now the silk, in the silk we are study about the two important things. The first one is the rearing of silk and the second one is the processing of silk. In rearing of silk we are study about how the silk moth get converted into the cocoon. How the silk moth get converted into the cocoon, and in the processing of silk, how from this cocoon ultimately we get the silk fiber. So rearing, it means how the silk moth get converted into the cocoon, and in the processing of silk, from this cocoon how we get ultimately, that is the silk fiber, right? So here the silk moth, and it converted into the cocoon, and then the cocoon is ultimately converted into the silk, that is the silk saree that we have here, right? Now first we are discuss about the rearing of silkworm. So what is rearing of silkworm? So you can see in figure, this is the silk moth, here this is the silk moth, and it lays the eggs, right? And actually it gives the 100 of eggs at a time, and then this egg will hatch, to the caterpillar or the worms. So this worm is called the silkworm. Again I repeat, then the egg hatch in the caterpillar and the worms. So this worm is called the silkworm. So this stage is called larva stage, right? Now then this silkworm eat mulberry leaves. So this silkworm eat mulberry leaves nearly 25 to 30 days. It eats the mulberry leaves 25 to 30 days. It will eat day or night, right? So after 25 to 30 days, this silkworm cover themselves into the covering. You can see in the figure, the silkworm cover themselves into the covering. So the covering, it is called cocoon. So the covering is called the cocoon, and they will rest in the cocoon after 2 to 3 weeks. After 2 to 3 weeks, they will open this cocoon and moth will appear. So after 2 to 3 weeks, they open the cocoon and moth will appear, right? So here is the pupa stage, right? So now we are understood the entire process. Again I repeat, so the silk moth lays the egg. So at a time they lays the 100 egg, right? 100 around egg. So after that it converted into the larva stage. It moved forward in the larva stage, that are the silkworm, and the silkworm 25 to 30 days eat mulberry leaves, and after 25 to 30 days that the silkworm will cover themselves, right? And this cover is called cocoon, and after 2 to 3 weeks this cocoon are burst and the cocoon is open and the worm is appear. So these are the process is silkworm to cocoon, right? So here there are the different type of silkworm. From that we get the different of fibers. So the different type of silk moth, and from there we get the different of silk fiber. There are the texture, coarse, and smooth and shiny. So all characteristics are different. So the variety of silk is mulberry silk, tassar silk, moga silk, kosha silk, airy silk. Out of these, there are the mulberry silk is very popular silk, right? So these are the entire process of silk moth to cocoon. And one more thing, when the caterpillar covering themselves, at that time that secrete the fiber that is made up of protein, right? So which hardens on exposure to air and it become the silk fiber, right? So here again these are the variety of silk, that is the mulberry silk, tussar silk, moga silk, kosha silk and airy silk, and out of these the mulberry silk is very popular, right? So now we are studying about the processing of silk. Now rearing of silkworm is complete. After that we are studying about the processing of silk. So in that we are studying about how from these cocoons we get the silk fiber. Now let us discuss. So in that there are the first 5 steps are involved. So the first step is cocoons are, first you have the cocoons are collected, right? And after the second stage is cocoons boiled and kept in sun. The cocoons are boiled and kept in sun. And after that the reeling of silk. So reeling of silk, in this process the silk fiber, you can see in the figure, the silk fiber are extracted from this cocoon, right? You can clearly see in the figure the silk fiber are extracted from the cocoon. So this process is called reeling of silk, right? Now the fourth step is spinning. What is spinning? That is the fibers. The fibers are converted into the yarn due to the spinning process. So here the spinning process is given to you. So the fibers are converted into the yarn to the spinning process, and the yarn are ultimately converted into the fabric, right? It is the silk fabric. So the spinning is either done manually or in factories, it means through the machines. So if it is in the large scale, it is done through machine, and if it is in small scale, it done manually, right? So this way the fibers converted into the yarn. Now the next step and the last step is weaving. So in that yarn is converted into fabric. So how it's converted? It's converted through the weaving process, right? So what is the weaving process? The yarn arranged horizontal and vertical. So the process of arranging of two yarns, verticals and horizontal, this process is called weaving, right? So this way we make the fabric. So weaving is the fabrics done on looms. So you can see in the figure, there are the figure is given the hand operated loom and the power operated loom. It is done manually and it is through the machine, right? So now we are discuss about the life history of silk moth and the processing of silk. So I hope you all are understood very well. Now students, our chapter is over here. Now next video we will upload in next session. Thank you. Have a nice day.